Speaker Sonny Belmonte is no longer pushing for the approval of a tax reform measure that lowers the income tax rates. Belmonte says there is no use in pushing for its approval due to the lack of support for President Aquino. According to Belmonte, the proposed bill can wait until the 17th Congress. Freddie Abando filed this report.
It may be impossible for the House to push tax reform given the lack of time and the resistance of the President and his revenue officials due to a projected loss of 30 billion pesos, which could impact on the expenditure program of the government. Speaker Feliciano Belmonte and Senate President Franklin Drilon met with the President 2 weeks ago to deliver a strong pitch for two measures pending in both houses of Congress. A simplified version of measures that will adjust the current tax brackets for inflation. It's a departure from an original proposal of lower income tax rates. The individual income tax brackets have not been adjusted since the comprehensive tax reform program was passed by Congress and signed into law by then President Fidel Ramos in 1997. Since the President has not endorsed the tax measures, Speaker Belmonte said it may be better for the 17th Congress to continue the debates and decide on how it may benefit income earners without losing revenue collections.
All of that is under the table now, because unless the President is 100% for it, it's no use taking it up in the limited time that is. But there are a few ideas and bills in the same category that they are important, but lack time to be tackled in this instance. But we hope that they will form the initial output of the incoming legislature of the 17th Congress.
So 17th Congress is
because it's not easy. If he's against it, you better spend your time on something that will get approved rather than will not be approved, diba? Just to prove a point. Dito naman, the fact that it has also been discussed to a certain extent, it's there on the record, and people will pick it up in the next Congress for sure.
Looking back to his meeting with the President and Drilon, Belmonte said Finance Secretary Cesar Purisima proposed that Congress should lift the bank secrecy law in exchange for the approval of the tax reform law. Belmonte opposed Purisima's proposal given its impact to the country's banking system. Speaker Feliciano Belmonte cited what happened to Equitable Bank during the impeachment trial of former President Joseph Estrada. The bank was ordered to disclose the bank accounts of Mr. Estrada.
I just didn't like the notion that for instance, Secretary Purisima talks about tanggalin yung bank secrecy and so forth, no? Because there are so many other ways of raising the amount that is being spent, no? You will remember the case of one bank, yung Equitable Bank, in the course of the trial of President Estrada at that time, no, when I was there, and nabanggit lang dun sa impeachment case niya yun, sa kanyang impeachment case yung Equitable Bank.
Yes, sir.
And immediately there was a run on that bank, and it was forced to close down, and all the years that the old man Gokimpa work on it, nawala lahat because of a hint that hindi naman pala sekreto yung mga accounts. So it's really crazy. Hindi natin titignan yung ganung impact.
With tax reform out of its list of priorities, the approval of the 2016 national budget of 3.002 trillion pesos and the 2015 Salary Standardization Act are expected to happen before Congress adjourns for the Christmas break on December 19. It's a long shot for the Draft Bangsamoro Basic Law given the daily saga of mustering a quorum. Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, chairman of the House Ad Hoc Committee and the Bangsamoro, appealed to the President and Speaker Belmonte to take action for members to be present to finish the debates and vote for or against the Draft Bangsamoro Basic Law.
It really takes the leadership and even the President to be able to convince especially the majority, the administration party members in Congress to come for the quorum. That is our appeal. Our Speaker and also our President to appeal to the members of the Liberal Party or the majority here to be able to appear and come to have a quorum so that we can continue to defend the BL bar.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.